I just got off a call with a very successful person, and they've been trying to get me to come into their industry a little bit. And it's really a new industry that I had no idea about. They told me I don't even have to do anything. All I have to do is just sign up, and they're going to do all the legwork. But I told them I do not want to jump into it. First of all, I don't really understand the industry. And for me, I'm not going to start to spend my time focusing on a different industry, even if it could be lucrative for me. And secondly, I have other things that I'm focusing on, and those are my priorities right now. And for so many of us, we constantly get distracted with so many different things popping up in our lives, on our lap, and telling us, hey, work with me, try to figure me out, get me into your schedule. And guess what? We have to learn how to say no. If you want to become an expert at something, the biggest thing that we have to start to do is we have to start to put ourselves in a position where we're starting to turn down other opportunities. And we have to realize when those opportunities are there and when we have to hold them and when we have to fold them. So in this video, we're going to talk about all those different ideas about what it is we should do and how it is we could start to figure out when we are doing too much. So to start off, if I had to ask you, what is the list of things that are a priority to you right now? And a priority doesn't mean that's something that's really important to you, but something that you're focusing on every day or every other day. And if your list starts to grow to 4 or 5 different things, that is something that many times for most people, they're going to be pulled away from different areas. What we have to start to focus is that we can only have a certain amount of priorities in our time. And that's not something that's bad necessarily, but it's something that we have to be realistic with. Because if we want to be really focused in certain areas of our life, then we're going to have to prepare ourselves and really give the time that is necessary in order for us to become successful. And if we're not going to be successful at them, it might not be we're not doing the right work, it just might be we're not doing enough of the right work. And that could be something that could change everything. So first ask yourself, what are your priorities? I know for me right now in this season of my life, I have 3 big priorities. One of them is a special hobby that I'm doing. I have my business and I have my family. And those are the big 3 things that I'm doing. Doesn't mean I'm not focusing on other things as well, but the big things that I need to get done every single day fall into one of those 3 categories. And if I know I do those 3 things, then guess what? I had a successful day. So understanding for yourself, what are those things that you can start to understand about yourself, about your specific situation in order to allow yourself to really start to stay focused. And that brings me to my second idea, where you have to start to focus on different things, but only on a couple of them. Pick 1 to 3 things that you are going to start to do every single day, every single week in order to allow yourself to move forward. A really cool tool that you can start to use is the Wheel of Life. That's something you just Google and you could just download any of them. But understanding in your life, you're going to have so many different things that are going to be a priority to you, an important priority to you. But recognizing that if you could start to pick 1, 2, or 3 of them, that can be something that could help you get in the right direction in order to get you moving forward in the life that you want to be living. And it's because one of the hardest things that I hate talking to people about is when they come back to me and they're like, Bennett, I'm 60, 70 years old and I just blew it. I just didn't do the things that I wanted to be doing because I was so focused. My attention was pulled in so many different directions. And it's so sad and it's so tough. And honestly, it's inspiring to me to get my tush moving because that's going to be the thing that's going to be able to help me move forward. The next thing we should do is to start to give ourselves a timeline. You see, for many of our priorities, while we're building them up as priorities, what we have to recognize is that we're going to be able to have to focus on them for a certain amount of time. And we have to give ourselves a timeline in order to be able to succeed at that goal. So for me, I'm picking myself up for a 6-month goal, and that's going to be my focus. And after 6 months, I'm going to adjust it. I'm going to just see what is really going on here in order for me to be able to continuously look to pivot. Because right now in this season, these 3 things that I'm working on are going to be important for me, but it could be in 6 months from now, I want to start to switch at different things, or maybe I'm done with my hobby, or certain ideas might be coming up and I might want to be focusing on them as well. So making sure that we're really setting up the proper timeline, that could be something that could be a big game changer for us in order to allow us to see it through. Because if you're just setting a goal forever, so then you're never going to really get there. And it doesn't mean that these hobbies and these priorities that we're setting up for ourselves won't become second nature to us at a certain point, and then we can really focus on a different area and just do those things just because we do them already. But understanding that when we are starting to focus on them, we should have certain timelines on them, and that could give us the way in order for us to make sure that we're hitting the goals that we want to be hitting. The next idea is we have to not get distracted. And especially in a world where everybody's pulling us in different directions, it is so distracting. And what we have to start to figure out is, how can I stay focused? So whether that's me giving myself specific times throughout the day to do those specific tasks, or whether it's taking things out of my life so they don't distract me, whether it's social media, whether it's Netflix, whatever it might be, or whether it's even certain people in your life for a certain season in your life, because those are the things that are going to pull you away from the goals that you are looking to achieve. Making sure you could do that could start to change so much when it comes to the life that you want to be living, and we don't understand how important it is for us to be able to move forward in life, and really a lot of it is just staying focused with what it is we're doing. So many of us take on so much, and because we take on so much, it ends up taxing us and we can't take the right action that is necessary for us to be able to move forward. Be realistic with yourself and also understand that the more distracted you get, the less productive you're going to be. And the last idea that we need to start to recognize is that we have to organize ourselves. We have to get ourselves set up. We have to start to act and do the thing that we say we're going to do, but then we have to audit ourselves. So OAA, organize, act, and audit, because that's going to be something that's going to allow us to, number one, achieve our goals, then also look to pivot when it's necessary. I know for me, there's been certain times where I've been so focused on a certain goal and I didn't realize that, you know what, this thing is really not working out for me. But for some reason, I'm so committed to it that I have to do it. But at the end of the day, if I would really be honest with my audit, then I would start to tell myself, hey, you know what, maybe I should start to pivot just a little bit. And if we're not looking to pivot, if we're not looking to get better, then we're not going to be able to get to the places that we want to be able to get to. Recognizing this could be a massive game changer when it comes to success in our lives, and especially when there's so much that is coming on our plate and we want to start to say no to things and really just start to push things away. Look to organize yourself, get yourself taking action, and then look to audit yourself as well to make sure that you're taking the right action and organize the proper way. And if you're somebody who is constantly looking to strategize and for some reason you just feel like you're always pivoting and always getting off direction, make sure to take a look at this next video where we talk about what it is you can start to do to stick to your goals even better.